Hi, welcome to Almost Authentic Gringa. Today I'm going to make one of my favorite cookie recipes. My mom from the Gringa side of the family made these every year for Christmas and she couldn't keep them on the table. They're just so yummy. So let's get started. These cookies, called Russian Teacakes, are one of the simplest cookies to make. Here's what you'll need. I'm going to start with the butter. We need it to be soft, but not melted. And I'm going to add in my powdered sugar. Now, powdered sugar, just like flour, needs to be leveled off and tends to be a little lumpy, so I'm going to put it through the sieve. All right, once you get that through and all the lumps are out, we're going to mix this together. Okay, so we're going to mix these to combine. It should come out nice and creamy and just kind of all one little dough ball. And it might take a little while, but you'll get there. You can use a mixer for this, but I find that a spatula just does the perfect job for what you need, just getting that butter worked into the sugar. All right, we're almost there. And I'm going to add in the vanilla. Now what I'm adding today is Madagascar bourbon vanilla. You can use any vanilla that you buy at the grocery store, but my husband bought me this from Amazon and it's delicious. So I'm going to enjoy that today. One thing you don't want to use is imitation vanilla. If you can help it, you want to try to use the real vanilla. It gives you a much better flavor in your baked goods. It's a sweetness that you don't get from sugar. Okay, we've got that mixed in, and now for the flour. There's a lot of flour, and I do sift it in because this cookie is very fine. You want it to be very light, so I don't want any lumps in it. So I'm going to start doing that. Okay. And I'm going to put some in, and then I'm going to mix it, and then I'll put more in and then mix it, just so that the wet ingredients can absorb the dry ingredients slowly. Just helps you to not have a tough dough. Okay, so first cup I'm going to mix in. It'll look like the flour isn't going to get in there, but if you just keep mixing, it actually absorbs it, and then we're going to put more in actually. So just be patient with it and keep mixing. Okay, you can see that it got creamy again, even with all that flour, so we're getting ready to add the second batch flour. Looks like powdered sugar, but it's flour. Back when I first started baking and my mom was teaching me, I used to have a flour sifter that you had to pull with your hand, and your hand would get so cramped it would take so long. But this is just a little 99-cent sieve that I got at the market, and it works just perfectly. Get all those lumps out. All right, we're going to mix that one in. Oops, get it all over yourself in the kitchen. Okay, my dough has almost come together. I have another half a cup of flour. And in this part of the flour, I'm going to mix in my salt and actually sift it in with the flour so that it gets evenly distributed. Okay, So now that the flour and the salt are in there, I'm going to mix in this final batch, work it through. This is the one that takes the most patience, but it will go in. Okay, so when it looks like all the flour is mixed in, if you can take your dough and it stays together like that, then it's ready and you can start working with it. Now, since it's the holidays, I thought I would try a new variation on this recipe, so I'm going to divide my dough in half and try out that new variation. But I'll still show you the original cookies just so you can taste them. Okay, so the original recipe has chopped nuts. Now you can use any nut you like, walnuts, pecans. I don't know if you'd want to use peanuts, but you certainly could if they're your favorite. I'm going to use pecans because those are my favorite. So I'm going to give these a rough chop. You want them to be small enough. The cookies are going to be about 1 inch in size, so you want small enough pieces to fit into that. Now in a lot of recipes, if you were working with nuts, you might want to toast them to get some really good flavor out of them, but because these are going to go in the oven on the cookies, they're going to toast just fine already. Okay, so I'm going to add those into my dough and save those for later. And now I'm just going to use your best tool in the kitchen, your hands. Mix those nuts in, just till they look like, you know, they're all throughout the dough. And then we're going to grab kind of what would be a small meatball size amount of dough, squish it and roll it. And we're going to put that on our sheet tray. And that's our cookie. So before I roll the rest of these out, I'm going to try my variation and put the candy cane pieces inside my cookies. Hold on just a second. We'll get the candy cane. I just had a couple of these left over from trimming my tree. So I'm going to take my trusty roller here, make a lot of noise. It's actually kind of fun and therapeutic too. Okay, so I think this is a good size. I'm going to put these in this half of the dough. Oh, it smells so good. It's like minty fresh, some Christmassy feeling. I don't know, it just smells really good. I'm excited about this. I've never tried this before. Okay, so I'm going to pull one of those out and roll it. And you can just see that it's flecked with candy cane instead of the nuts, and it's gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to roll all of these cookies out, get them on a baking sheet, and then I'll tell you how to get them in the oven. All of our cookies are rolled out. I'm going to put them in the oven. We're going to bake them for about 10 to 12 minutes at 400 degrees. So it's a high heat, but it's a short time. And you don't want them to brown, you just want them to set. So I'm going to put them in the oven now. About halfway through the cooking time, I'm going to spin these sheet trays around. Just in case my oven's a little uneven, then they all set at the same time. The cookies have come out of the oven and they look beautiful. I'm not going to let them cool too much, just so that I can touch them, because I want to dust them with the powdered sugar. If you do it while they're still warm, the powdered sugar will stick to them. Okay, so let's just get this on top of them. I'm going to use the sieve again just to keep it nice and light. And I'm going to make sure each cookie gets a nice coating. And then we'll throw them in the refrigerator. Okay. Gonna do my original recipe cookies. It looks like I'm spreading snow all over the place. Turn these over. Okay, normally I would put these in the refrigerator and let them chill for a little while. It helps the cookie to set even more and the sugar sticks to it. But I need to taste this, so I'm going to dig in. And I'm going to try my new variation with the candy cane in it, because I know what those taste like. That mint, it just adds a little burst of crunchiness in the cookie, and it's delicious. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Join us again on Almost Authentic Gringa, where it's fresh, organic, and easy.